to pull you out. That's your neighbor. Say, neighbor, push on. Because God is about to pull you to new joy, to new destiny, to new blessing. I feel like preaching in here tonight. I tell you, church, God is a deliverer. I told my church some time ago that he's able to deliver. And this became real to me when last December I was watching CNN, and on the newscast they showed a story about this girl who caught her boyfriend cheating on her with another woman. Because I preached in the house. And when she approached him at the mall, he took a gun out and shot at her in her car. The bullet came through the back window and it ended up in her head. Because I preach in the house. Y'all better leave some of these crazy people alone. You'll have a witness in here. Because everything that looks good is not good for you. Everything that talks good don't mean they're talking the right talk. He shot in the back of her car. And the bullet ended up in her head. But watch this, the bullet never pierced her skin. It never cracked her skull. It never touched her brain. Because I'm preaching it. But don't you know that when CNN showed up, they asked her, how did you survive with a bullet being shot in your head? It never cracked your skin. It never touched your skull. It never hit your brain. And when she told CNN, she said because God had a plan. Because earlier that day, I had gone to my beautician, and she put a fresh weave in my hair. And when he shot the gun, the bullet never hit my skin. It never touched my skull. It never touched my brain. Because the bullet got caught in my weave. But I preach to the house. Touch your neighbor. Say, neighbor, God is unbelievable. He's been this sick. He's unbelievable. When you don't have money, he's unbelievable. When you don't have God, he's unbelievable. I gotta say, neighbor, what kind of God is this? But he's a God that's Alpha and Omega. He's a God that's the beginning and the end. He's a good God. That's a preach in the house. Well, I got to get on out of here. Well, don't you know? They told y'all the story. And that's why we're saved. We're saved to tell the story. I can't tell your story like you can tell your story. But I got my own story too. I got a story that the angels can't tell. But I got to tell somebody I was too mean one day to live. And I wasn't fit to die. But the Lord stepped in my life, picked me up, and turned me around, and placed my feet on the solid ground. I got a story double power.